So is there anybody that wasn't here yesterday?
Is anyone who was here yesterday?
There wasn't anybody here yesterday.
Present but no longer here?
There's nobody here now. So really what we're talking about is that all there is energy. There's just energy. Like you can call it wholeness or oneness or being or life. But I'd like to say that all there is just energy. And that energy has no direction. There is nothing in charge of that energy. There's no authority over that energy. There's just energy, which is completely impersonal and free. It does what it does, and it is everything. It's the sky, its feelings, its thoughts, its motor cars, its planets, it's everything that is possible to think of and not as well. So energy is all there is, just energy. And energy is nothing arising as energy. It isn't that there's a nothing somewhere that is then energy, it is that that energy is no thing appearing to be energy, appearing to be alive. And that energy is totally free. And because it's totally free, it can also be limited. If it can't be limited, it can't be free. It can be anything. So within the human physiology arises an energy that is constrained, limited, apparently. It seems that in the human body there can arise a sense of being separate, a feeling or a sense here of being separate, which fills the whole body. And it comes and it goes, because it's illusory in a sense, it's illusory, but it seems to appear, and it seems to be very powerful. And so the tiny child grows up and becomes a me. The me grows in the body. And the feeling of me becomes very, very real for me feels very real about itself. It feels as though that identity is absolutely real. And what comes with that identity is the sense of having free will and choice and living in a story in time, which also feels real. And what also feels real is the feeling that me can change that story and make it better. And so it grows up in a world apparently full of other me's. There's lots of me's in the world, which convinces that it is real, I'm a person. And that feeling that I am a person, I am something in here, I'm this in this body, brings with it the feeling that everything outside is a lot of other somethings. So the sky and the walls and the other people, they are another something out there. I am something, they are something. So me lives in an artificial reality in which everything is only subject and object. I'm the subject and everything else is an object outside happening. And although me may say there's something that is unknown as well, it's only really what I call lip service to the idea that there's something beyond what is experienced. And so the me is in a constant experience of being separate from everything. Everything else is out there separately. And this brings unhappiness, a feeling of disquiet. Most people ignore that and just get on and try and do the best they can with their lives. But some people feel there's a mystery about that. They feel that they're not fulfilled because they don't feel at one. So they look for fulfillment in Christianity, or they go to a therapist, or they might go to somebody who says they are an enlightened master who can teach them how to become at one. But of course, all of that is based on the idea of me doing something. Me can do this. Me can make the story better by being rich or powerful or having lots of lovers. I prefer that one out of the three. or can make it even better by becoming enlightened. So the me then tries to become enlightened and has instructions on how to become enlightened. Because all that's in a reality in which there's subject-object reality, which is a set of experiences, one after the other, in time. I experience this, I experience that, I experience that. So when the seeker goes to somebody and meditates, they might experience peace. Or if they go to a self-inquiry teacher, they might begin to experience a sort of distance from what's happening, and a sort of detachment can arise. There are all sorts of other things that can happen within these teachings about enlightenment, but all of them are really lessons in the story about something happening to me. And they're all based on the idea that one day me can become enlightened, me can become liberated. And so what we're sharing together today is the possibility that all that I've just described, the story of me, free will, choice, and the possibility of reaching a goal, all of that is illusion. And all of the effort that's put into that attempt to reach a goal in the future is utterly, wonderfully futile. It's completely impossible. There's no hope at all for the seeker to find what it longs for. So this is a meeting you'll come to, which for the individual is absolutely useless. There's no value here for the seeker at all, as we discovered today. But in some way or other, what's interesting is that when that's heard, something inherent begins to recognise another possibility. Something inherent, not in the me, but inherent. Something recognises another possibility. The possibility that suddenly me, without me, there's a sort of freedom. Without me, there's no story. Without me, there's no hope. Without me, there's nothing to dream for or to aim for. And it is possible that what has always been longed for is much more directly in what is this. As far as this is concerned, what is longed for is in this room. It's not somewhere else. What is longed for is within the essence of what's happening to every body, mind, organism in this room. Sitting on a seat, hearing sounds, hearing somebody go, maybe you didn't hear it, anyway. Everything, the feeling in the body, warm. Thoughts, even thoughts and feelings are, in essence, what is. And what is the infinite beingness. What is the infinite, timeless presence of beingness, the freedom which is longed for. The me can't possibly recognize that or be open to it, because the function of me is to constantly move forward to find what is. It's constantly moving in a world, in a reality, seeking what will be and longing to find what is. But it can't find what is, because what is the infinite. And me only functions and exists, and can only function and exist in a finite, dualistic reality. So this is about the loss of something. It's about the death of me, the sudden death of me. And it's actually, in the end, it's realised, recognised, it's the death of something that was never happening, something that was never real. And essentially that death is energetic. It's not through belief or thought or clarity or confirmation or concept. It is an energetic death. And that contracted energy of me, which is held in the body, can simply melt back into the boundless energy, which is freedom, which is everything.
Can you say something about the condition needed for that?
The condition, no, there's no condition needed for that. I mean, actually, that's all there is in this room already, that balance. There is only balance. But also what arises in that is apparent contraction. So there's an apparent sense of being separate. But it's artificial. It can fall away. The paradox of what we're talking about here is that actually it doesn't even fall away because it's not real anyway. So we're really exposing something that isn't real. And so in the end it's recognised that there's no such thing as a seeker. There's no such thing as liberation. There is only balance. So it's not, it doesn't need any conditions for it to happen. It happens despite me, not because of me. Despite anything. Just the dropping away of the idea that there is a me for which something has to happen.
When pain happens, it's difficult to be in boundlessness.
No, it's not difficult. It's impossible to be in boundlessness because there is nothing that can be in boundlessness. If there is something that thinks it's being in boundlessness, it's separate from boundlessness. Me can't, there isn't anything that's in boundlessness because it's completely free energy. The whole problem for the person or the seeker is that they think they're going to one day be in boundlessness. When that whole energy of wanting to be in boundlessness dies, all that's left is balance. And pain is just pain. Pain is pain. Pleasure is pleasure. Sound is a sound. All there is what is. And nothing has any significance. There isn't one thing that's more significant than another. There isn't anything that's significant.
Something completely different. What is the meaning? You don't have to get.
Oh, sorry, there are microphones.
I can't speak very well English.
That's all right.
You said we don't have to get anything.
No, I'm not saying we don't have to get anything, no.
Yeah, I know you didn't say
It's far worse than that.
Yeah. No,
There is no way.
there is no way. What is happening around, like in this big shop, which is very famous now, and a lot of people are awakened.
Right, well, now hold on. That's what you believe.
No, I don't believe. I just asking what is
Oh,
happening because I have some friends which are taking part of that, and for me it seems very strange.
It's not strange, it's just another part of the story. Teacher and all those things where somebody goes somewhere or does something in order to get somewhere, it's simply part of the dualistic story. No more. It's based on this conception that there's someone that can go somewhere or there is someone to whom something can happen. There isn't anyone, but there's something to happen. I think one of the other problems with something like teacher is that it's based on the idea that there's something that somebody can have that they can transfer to somebody else. There isn't anyone, and there isn't anyone to transfer anything to. And boundless, this can't be owned. It can't be grasped and suddenly owned by somebody and given to somebody else. It's so profound.
Could we say, if you can think of it, it cannot be boundless?
No, you can't think of boundlessness. What is longed for is unknowable. So it can't be thought of or believed in. It's not an idea. It's indescribable. And it can't be owned because it is everything already. So who could own everything? So we need to try and use the microphone.
So does it help at all if I try to admit that everything is unknowable?
So does it help if?
If I try to admit that everything is unknowable?
No, nothing helps.
Okay.
There's no help available. The idea of anything being helpful is based on again this conception that there's somebody who can be helped to find something. Nobody ever finds it. Nobody ever finds liberation. There's no such thing as a liberated or enlightened person.
We'll drink the same tea as her.
Question. Does longing still happen for over there for, I don't know?
Sorry, say that again.
Does longing still happen after
No,
liberation?
only for Lamborghinis. No, there isn't anything that longs anymore because everything is fulfilled. There isn't anyone.
There's no more dissatisfaction.
Well, there isn't anyone here that experiences anything. There's nothing left but what is. The seeker that longs to be at home. When that collapses, there's nothing to long, there's no longing.
So after liberation, missing something or missing somebody or longing
That can
for
happen.
something.
There can be a sense of missing someone, but it isn't. It just doesn't happen to anyone. It's just that feeling. Feeling of sadness can arise, or anger, or whatever can arise, but it happens in space. It doesn't happen to anything. All that's left is what is, and in that feeling can arise.
And there's no story attached anymore
No.
to that feeling.
Everything that appears as a story is seen as what it really is, an appearance out of wholeness. So it has no significance or importance.
So anger isn't any worse than happiness.
Everything is full on. So pain or pleasure or anger is full on. There's nothing in the way of it. So it's actually, in a way, pain is more pain because it's unviolent pain, it's free pain. There's nothing inhibiting it or veiling it or that's separate from it. Life is full on, totally passionately alive. That's all it is.
Is it a little bit like an animal, that when an animal...
Well, an animal,
pain,
everything else but the human being is beingness. There's no sense of being separate. The animals are not capable of abstracting a sense of being separate. So they simply are what is, like grass, trees and everything else. It's simply what it is. It's not separate. It's uniquely a human. Self-consciousness is uniquely a human dilemma.
You can be sure about that.
I'm not sure about anything. There isn't anything here that's sure about anything.
Well, whatever's coming from this space here, you can't be sure about.
Can't be. Well, no, there's nothing certain about anything. What's being said here has no sense of truth about it. This is not the truth. You going now or later? Do you want to leave? Do you want to leave now? Oh. There is nothing that's certain. There's nothing that's true. There is only what is. This is just a suggestion.
There's nothing
There's
that's true.
nothing.
How can you reject what some people say?
I don't. This doesn't reject anything that anybody says, but this message will expose that which comes out of misconception.
Right, so there are misconceptions.
There are apparent misconceptions and there are apparently conceptions.
So maybe
Everything is only apparent, so everything is real and unreal. So there is no truth.
So maybe these misconceptions are actually true then.
Well, then now you're saying that something can be true and something else can't be. All there is what is, including the idea or the misconceived idea, let's say, of Diksha being effective and other perception that is misconceived. They're both what is.
Okay.
There's nothing that's right or wrong, better or worse, true or not. It's freeform, man. Oh. You're stretching.
say that. Oh no, hang on, it was not yours. It was my last one. You said it happened like to a dentist while he, no, sorry, to an eye surgeon while he was in an eye operation, and it just happened to him. So, like, obviously being here increases the chance of this thing happening. Not to anyone in particular, but it just does. Like, if you look at the proportion of people who come here and this happening.
Yeah, that's why I should charge double with. In one sense, in another sense, it doesn't. You don't need to be at a meeting with it. It doesn't happen to you anyway.
But there's a higher chance of it happening.
Well, what you mean is there's a high chance of it not happening because it doesn't happen. Separation is not something that happens. So when there's a group of people together who
happened to you?
No, I can't. You can't. When there's a group of people who are open to the possibility of something beyond themselves, getting something for themselves, it's possible that they're found that energy can open to what people call liberation, although there is no such thing. When they also hear that liberation doesn't happen, there's a recognition of that. There's an inherent recognition that what we're talking about doesn't happen anymore. You'll hardly hear this anywhere in the world, this message. But it's always been around. So in that sense, you could say there's a greater possibility that that whole idea of me finding something can collapse.
Okay, which therefore makes it
But
more probable.
also, they have to say there is no one that can choose to be here or not. So you can't then logically say, oh well, I have to go to every meeting, then I'll become enlightened or enlightened or whatever.
Well, we're here.
There are a lot of people who come to these meetings who don't hear this at all.
Yeah, but you work on an energetic level. That's
I don't work on any level at all. There's not something here sort of working away.
Fine, the energetic level is being worked on.
No, not at all.
You said that.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's no intention in there. There's something that's trying to make people become liberated, because there is no one that can become liberated. And seeking and separation is the absolute expression of wholeness. So there isn't anything out there that wants people to become liberated, because there's nothing wrong with being separate and seeking. It's another what is.
I don't understand.
Well,
you say that?
Don't need to understand. Understanding is useless. Absolutely useless.
So is it or is it not more likely that it's going to happen?
It doesn't make any difference.
Okay, I have to understand this.
Well, you want to never understand.
Why do you say that it is an energetic thing that's happening?
Because as far as nothing is concerned, that's how it seems to be. It is nothing, it is energetic. It's not to do with mind or belief or concept.
But it does
It's
seem to
only
happen more
in the
often
end about.
when people with no choice are.
You could say that. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So,
Yes. That was the answer.
but it also can happen anyway in any state.
Okay. But the idea that it happens to anybody in particular, so like the meaning.
No, it doesn't happen to anyone. It doesn't happen to anyone. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No, it doesn't happen.
Anybody here has understood what you just said?
I it's not the idea. The idea here is not to try and get you to understanding, because this is beyond understanding.
So that question that I asked is just, there's no answer.
Which one out of the 16? Nothing happens.
Right.
This is no thing happens. So liberation isn't something that happens. That's the dilemma for the seeker. The seeker is always looking for something to happen. What is being suggested here is that liberation doesn't happen. It can't happen because there isn't anybody it can happen to.
Right, now I get it.
I remember reading in Richard Sylvester's book that you once told him, I hope you die soon.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm curious about this dying.
It's about dying.
The death of the me, as you mentioned before. It seems that in most cases it's connected somehow to an event. Like
everything for the me seems to be an event until there is no me. And then it's recognised there never was a me and there never was an event.
Yeah.
But it's recognised, this doesn't walk around in recognition, but it was clearly recognised at the point that there was never anybody that was seeking and never anybody to become enlightened.
Well, I'm a bit confused now, but I still ask my question. Some people say that this death of me can happen also, in a very slow and in a very slow process. Without any event at all.
People believe that's fine. That's not the reality here.
But it's
simply something that's finite that suddenly isn't there, and there's only the infinite. So it's instant. It's not even instant.
It's one of the phenomena.
Yeah. Well, it's indescribable, but it doesn't happen gradually. It either is or isn't there. It's just about something that's infinite, not about something that happens in what me sees as a time.
Thank you.
So, me is dying every night, and in the morning it's I'm here again.
Yeah.
And describing deep sleep, the state of deep sleep, where the whole computer is offline.
Yeah.
You cannot talk about that.
It's just what seems to happen. Only seems.
It seems to happen.
Yeah.
So it's between.
And even not only in deep sleep, there can be times in what me would call being awake, where there's no me. Me is very insubstantial. It's a construct. It comes and goes.
I know. Okay. So also, when I'm at my dentist, then I have a me, and
so you have a very bad dentist then.
No, he's very nice and lovely, but he's still,
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a fear or.
So there is a fear and there is a me, because living without me, I would run into every tree.
No. It's amazing how arrogant me is. It's incredible. Me believes that life can't go on without it. But actually, when there's a me there, the functioning of the body-mind organism is about half of what it can be. Me gets in the way of functioning. When there's no me, functioning is completely free to be what it is.
Okay.
Me is a useless bit of added software. Absolutely useless. And gets in the way, and also can get in the way of, and does, and brings judgment to what is happening.
Tony, could you please elaborate a bit more on this energy? I mean, I went to a lecture at university last week, and there was a professor in astrophysics, and he said in the beginning there was nothing, and out of that it was just an emptiness wobbling with energy. So when you say everything is energy, my mind immediately goes to this scientific approach. Or do you mean energy? What is experience really?
No, I mean everything energy.
Like in astrophysics?
No, because the problem with astrophysicists are that they are still living in the story. So they talk about at the beginning. There wasn't a beginning. There is only what is, and in what is appears energy, which seems to be happening in time, but actually is the infinite expression of wholeness. So there was never a beginning and there won't be an end. There is no Big Bang and there won't be an end. There is only what is, which is timeless. The problem for physicists is that they live and still believe that there is such a thing as time and a beginning. And they also have come to believe recently that nothing and matter move between each other. This discovery recently of this particle, whatever it is, I forgot what it's called. Higgs boson. They've now established, they think, it's great, that nothing moves from nothing to matter to nothing. They are both the same thing. So physicists, scientists work in dualistic reality. And what I mean by energy, or this nothing means by energy, is that which is infinite, but appears to be manifesting in time. And appears to be a story. It's only an appearance. That appearance has no significance. It is both real and unreal, but at the same time, simultaneously, real and unreal, simultaneously. That's the mystery of all of this. And the problem for me is that me can only see everything as real and not unreal. So it solidifies everything into an object.
So this energy has no sense and no goal. Okay, coming from these old traditions, then they said everybody's looking for happiness. So if there's looked through that everything is energy and whatever appears, then inbuilt for me is a deep acceptance of whatever happens.
Oh, really? It's the first me I've ever met who can accept what happens. I'm sorry.
No, even me has fallen away. I'm talking about this.
But when the me has fallen away, there isn't something that accepts anything. There's nothing left. There isn't in this. There isn't an acceptance of what is. There only is what is. Because otherwise, what is would be perceived through some sort of condition of acceptance. Forget it.
Yeah, but isn't that a wonderful sense of the universe?
No, it's not. It's an imprisoned sense of having to live in constant acceptance. You can't do it. It can't be done. This isn't about acceptance or surrender. This is about the end of that which can accept or surrender. And nothing is left but what is. And there isn't somebody in that what is. There isn't somebody that's aware or knows what is. It just is what is.
Yeah, so when the fight has fallen away, there is kind of well-being.
No, not at all. No. This has nothing to do with well-being or anything.
No, I mean not well-being, like going in the sauna. I don't mean that.
This isn't to do with any quality of any sort. What's being described here, let's be clear, has no value of any sort.
But don't you, is there no more feeling well after that has happened?
The feeling well might arise, but not, or not. This is not about goodness or well-being or feeling well.
Because it's always
not about any quality at all.
Like bliss.
No, God, no.
Bliss has matter over
Bliss is so forward.
bullshit.
Bliss is so yesterday.
That I really like.
It can't be this guy, can't be now.
Tony, reality and unreality, is it constantly seen from your perspective?
No, it's not constantly seen, it simply is. There's nothing seeing anything or perceiving anything or aware of anything or knowing anything. All there is what is. Reality and unreality are another way of describing what is and isn't, or what is real and unreal. All there is what is real and unreal.
Can you say being in boundlessness and infinity? Is there any remembering of that, or any awareness of that, or does it need it?
No,
It's
there
not
isn't any
there.
awareness of it.
Yeah.
If there was an awareness of being, there'd be something that would be separate from being, and you'd all be aware of it.
That's
Awareness is the accomplice of separation.
Yes.
Accomplice, you know that word. Awareness supports separation. Awareness is what feeds separation.
When does awareness start or begin, or awareness? Is there any beginning of awareness, and to whom?
Yes, the
awareness?
beginning of awareness is the beginning of me.
Of me.
When the energy apparently contracts, me arises, or the energy of me arises, and what arises with it is the awareness that me is there. Self-consciousness, I am aware that I am a person, and I'm aware that you're sitting over there, and the sky is over there, and they're all separate.
Is this boundlessness, infinity? You couldn't call it like a quality, not at all. It's not a quality. It's not
There's no quality.
a circumstance. It's just what is.
It's as near as you can get to it. Yes.
Yeah.
All there is what is and isn't.
Okay. Thank you.
So in boundlessness, also bad behavior can happen.
Well, because in darkness, there's the idea of bad and good can't live anymore. There's no, the idea of bad and good is a dualistic idea. You know, the me arises, and when it arises, it lives in a reality, an artificial reality, in which there's bad and good and opposites and so on, and they are real. They are real. Bad is real, good is real. And when that's all over, when that collapses, there is no good or bad, and there aren't any opposites. All there is what is. There can be appearance of an opposite.
But many spiritual seekers are behind good behavior.
Oh yes.
When you have
Well, they're behind a whole lot of misconceived bullshit. Well, they are, because that's based on the idea that I have to become better. You know, and of course what comes out of that, or what the root of all of that, obviously is separation, but another part of the root of that is feeling unworthy. Because at a very early age, suddenly, that which is boundless is somehow pushed out of boundlessness into separation. So there's a feeling of being unworthy, being rejected out of the paradise, if you like. And so unworthiness grows with the me, And the teachings of purification or being good appeal to the idea of unworthiness. It all maintains and feeds the ignorance of the teaching of becoming.
Actually, there isn't anything to say, but thank you. Just thank you.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be here. Oh. I'm not sure if I can put it in words what's happening right now.
Don't try.
Yeah, okay.
Don't you do, you're trying to understand.
I would love to share it because it's so easy.
Well, I can't, so you can't.
question in terms of science.
Sorry, you have a question?
To science. To science, about
Science.
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 Oh, science, science.
In the end, it's all theory, all thought and abstract thinking. But still there's truth to it, isn't it? Because it can be shown in reality, otherwise technology would not function.
Oh, yes, it would. Reality, the apparent reality functions regardless of people, not because of all beliefs or truth. There is no truth, there is no... scientific discovery is simply another belief system or another experiment that seems to have an answer, give an answer, but there aren't any answers. There are no answers to anything. There are only pointers. Scientific discovery only points to something which is unprovable.
But then why, for example, does an atomic reactor work? I mean,
it doesn't. It only appears to. It doesn't burst. What you're saying is that the atomic reactor bursts and that is real. That atomic burst is only real and unreal. It appears, everything appears to be happening. There isn't anything that is real or unreal. And there isn't anything that means anything. This whole of this manifestation, including atom bombs or whatever you like, is simply meaningless. It has no meaning or purpose. Except for me.
There are instances where it seems that after an awakening there follows a period of integration where the person comes back in a way and starts trouble. Could you elaborate on this kind of
Only
period
like
of
everything
integration?
else, it's simply an appearance which has no significance. It seems to happen to a lot of people. There's an awakening, a glimpse of oneness that they don't have. They're not there. They're just these glimpses of oneness, which happens out of time. And then me seems to come back, and there then seems to be a dance between meaning and being. But there's no significance in that. It's just what appears to be happening. And there's nothing that can be done about what appears to be happening. And then you could say that that could go on happening like that, but in that body until it dies. Or it's possible that it might go on and then suddenly me collapses or vanishes or dies. And then there's nothing left. But when that happens, it's recognised there never was an awakening, there never was a glimpse, there never was a me and meaning and being dancing. It's the same thing.
No, in those words, the glimpse is not at all, or it's not even a sort of awakening. It's
no, it's a word you can use, say, as an awakening, in a way it describes it, but in the end, nothing's happening. There's a mic down there.
Yes, I would like to know why your body is organizing such many things.
It doesn't. It's what happens.
Yes, why? It's something I don't understand. It seems that even if we have no me, something happens which makes that all people are attracted to.
Sound.
I don't